Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to be working on another piece of artwork. This one is a request from my brother actually, because there is a game series that both of us absolutely adore more than anything else, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII was the first video game that we ever played together, and the remake came out not too long ago. My brother's been playing that non-stop. I played it and beat it a while ago, and we loved it. I have more opinions about it, but this video is definitely not about that. It's actually going to be about one of our favorite summons of all time. You could probably guess which one. I'm going to pull them up on my screen right now. That's right, Bahamut, the King of Dragons. This Bahamut's probably going to be the most recognizable. He is OG Final Fantasy VII Bahamut, not the remake. Of course, in the original, he's going to be a lot more pixelated and blocky than this. This is an illustration that looks super dope. Look at how many Bahamuts there are. Just, geez. I've played a lot of the Final Fantasies, and I don't remember all these by heart. They do look familiar. That one, I don't know which one that one's from. I know this one premiered in Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core as Bahamut 0, I think? Unfamiliar. I think that might be Final Fantasy 9. This one's my personal favorite, right here. Got your Final Fantasy X Bahamut. And he's probably the most, like, human-looking one. His anatomy seems to be more focused on, like, being land-based, because that's how he is in that game. He fought on land. But yeah, he's just awesome. I think I like the ring behind his back too. That was super cool. And then of course, the most recent one on this one is going to be the Final Fantasy XIII Bahamut. Say what you want about that game. I didn't hate it. I definitely see its weak points, but I enjoyed the ride. Not a super big fan of this Bahamut. The most humanoid, obviously. It's cool, but I wasn't a big fan of it. I missed the more dragon-esque designs. So today, I'm going to be painting Bahamut. So I've already set up a bit of a mood board. Not too many images, honestly, but I went ahead and just made one up real quick, and I'll bring that over to the screen right now. So yeah, I have these images, two images of Bahamut up here. I have my favorite from Final Fantasy X. I have this one, which is one of the more common images I see of Bahamut's. I think it's based off of the one from Final Fantasy VII. Definitely looks a lot more intense. And then I have just these other images of dragons that I thought were super cool. I really like this one right here because it has a lot more movement. So I wanted to kind of add that into whatever painting that I end up doing. I also like the lighting on this one. It makes this dragon look super magical. Definitely not as armored as Bahamut normally is, so that's sort of like a key feature to Bahamut. And yeah, this one's just cool details and stuff. So I'll occasionally reference this as I start painting. So I've already started working on a sketch on my Surface Pro in my free time, and I went ahead and moved it over into Photoshop, and I'll bring that right now. Look at it. Look at how wide it is. Yeah, definitely don't need this much canvas space. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, well, I'm gonna crop it back. So, yes, here he is, my basic layout for Bahamut. I think he looks pretty cool so far. Have this weird ring arc that's connected to his like arches here, sort of tying it back to my favorite Final Fantasy Bahamut design. And then I have him flying through the air. So yeah, I've got Bahamut here, and I'm gonna get to work. I'm just gonna start doing some shading, some ambient occlusion. I'm gonna get rid of some of the background stuff for now. I'm probably going to change it. I'm not sure. I haven't completely decided if I want this Bahamut to be like astronomically huge, or if I want him, you know, a little bit more tame. You know, just like small, plain size, which is still pretty big. Not really important now. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get to work on it. Alright, so what you see me doing now is cleaning up the shape that was exported in Leonardo. Leonardo kind of makes rough edges. It's a really quick and easy tool. So that was just me cleaning it up, and then I lightened up that shape so that I can shade on top of it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm giving everything volume. So I'm just going through using just a couple different brushes, outlining the shapes with the wonderful lasso tool, and just shading like I did back in high school with just a regular graphite pencil, just now doing it digitally. And I definitely have to say that I love this part of the process, but holy crap, this took forever on Bahamut. I knew that he was pretty complex going into it, but as soon as I started going in and doing the wings and all the different sections on his chest, I was like, man, so this step takes me many hours. So I'm gonna keep quiet, and I'm just gonna let the time lapse show what I'm doing. Right, now I'm not gonna lie, I'm usually a very hard critic on myself, but I am super proud about how these wings turned out. I think I added a good flair to them, if I do say so myself. This part was especially hard, that right hand claw there, because the area is really dark. I have some kind of idea of where the lighting is coming from at this point. Not too much, it can always be adjusted later, but I needed to make sure that that right hand had a lot of clarity to it. It's easy for really dark areas to get really muddy, so I'm happy with how that turned out there. So yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of going through and giving it a little bit more dynamics. So I lightened the shade of everything, put in another layer, and then now I'm going through with details and sort of hard lights and hard lines, just to give him that extra bit of sharpness. I think it ends up looking, honestly at this point it's looking pretty darn good in my opinion, but I take it a little bit further on the tail there. Yeah. So yeah, I just kind of sharpen everything up, and I adjust the entire range of values, trying to make everything look really balanced. And now at this point, I am changing up the background. I decided at this point, well, I haven't really made any decisions yet. I had him sort of flying above the mountains, and wasn't really sure how I wanted to look. So I started looking at some photos there. That's what you saw super fast. So then I decided I wanted him high in the sky above the clouds. I wanted to have this nice sense of scale here. So I wanted to make him look not super duper huge, but pretty large. So he's pretty close to the foreground. He's close in value to what I have going on in the front here. And you see what I'm doing is I'm drawing in some flowers, drawing in some foliage. And this is to provide depth. It's also to provide a sense of scale for Bahamut, which is something that I often forget when I'm designing something. I'm getting better at it, but can always be a little bit better about good practices and things like that. Yes, I researched what kinds of flowers grew above clouds, because not very many mountains above clouds have a lot of plants on there, but I found these really beautiful purple ones, and that's what I decided to use. Now I'm going in with just some very light, very what's the word? flowy brushes to do some clouds here. Very fluffy brushes. I'll go with that one. I add the sun. Try to position that how I like. And then I add some streaky clouds above the cloud pillows that is sort of used as the horizon in this piece. Yeah, I'm just sitting there admiring the values because I'm really happy with how it turned out. And yeah, I start playing with colors. I unfortunately forgot to capture me playing around with the first couple of gradient maps, but I landed there with Bahamut and wanted this to be a really colorful piece. So that's why there's a lot more vibrancy, if that's a word. Yeah, this is the part that I always find just really rewarding. Ooh, I'm going into the lighting now. The last steps, honestly, are the fastest parts. Playing with color, adding the light, doing the hard details. So this is the part where I go crazy and just start having fun. Ooh, adding in that atmosphere, just a little bit more details. Highlighting the things that are important, subduing the things that are not so important. And controlling the overall colors of the entire piece. So that was me for about 7 hours messing around in Photoshop. Kind of crazy, but this is where I ended up after all that time. He looks super awesome. I love the vibrant color palette that I chose for Bahamut. This is definitely more fantasy. It just feels really lively, really energetic, which is awesome because he's flying through the sky. And yeah, I really like how this turned out, but it's not finished. Even though I'm super happy with it, there's some more stuff that I feel like I can definitely do. The clouds are a little bit messy. The sky's kind of all one tone right now, so I'm just going to kind of go through, sharpen what I feel like I want sharpened, and just kind of give it a little bit more of that like oomph factor. So I'm going to pull up the finished right now. Wow. So there it is, guys. Finished Bahamut. I think he turned out super awesome. My wife thinks he turned out super awesome, and her opinion matters a lot to me. So I'm gonna just revel in that. I hope you guys really like my version of Bahamut, and I know he's a favorite summon among a lot of the fans, so I hope I did him justice. This is actually the first like fully colored dragon that I've painted longer than I can remember, which back in high school, that was like all I did in doodles. Not exactly ignoring the teacher, I was a good student, I promise. But yeah, I definitely drew a bunch of dragons just in my sketchbook and my notebooks, just off to the sides and stuff, so anyone who knew me back then probably knew that that was the thing that I did, was draw dragons. So it just feels really good to finally be able to use all the things I've learned throughout the years, make this beautiful digital painting. And now my wife wants me to get this thing printed, so I'll get to work on that for my home environment. Now, if you guys are looking for any awesome prints to hang in your house, definitely check out my Etsy shop. I'll have that link down below. I have several of my artworks on there. I can't sell Bahamut. Obviously, Bahamut is part of the Final Fantasy franchise. I can't sell Bahamut because I don't have the license to do so. But anyway, if you liked this video, please let me know down in the comment below, maybe giving me a thumbs up or something on the video. If you like art stuff and just enjoy the sound of my voice or whatever, definitely follow me on Facebook and Instagram, subscribe to me on YouTube, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. This is Mandible Media. My name is Ratana. Have a nice day.